But I haven't really seen any evidence of following, aside from not being in Ember form, which is kind of what it means, doesn't it? You're going to lose that life percentage, you're probably not going to be able to summon or invade. And I don't know any of the other ramifications. I don't know if your character looks different, I don't know how it affects other aspects of gameplay. But I think it could be really, really interesting if the more you level... This is always scary. But he should let us get to the walkway. And then he'll breathe. As soon as we trip around here, he'll start breathing. And he didn't. Or is he doing it now? No, he's not. So, the dragon's a troll. You don't need me to tell you that. You know that. But can you imagine if you can get all super fucked up? How crazy would that be? End up getting that massive giant arm coming out of you and all bubbly and black and weird. And it had some kind of property to it that made it maybe beneficial in some ways, but negative in other ways. I think that could be super cool. And I would like it to look cooler than that. Maybe it's just corruption like Artorias, where you don't look like a giant sugar puff monster of black, bulgy, oily nonsense. And you look pretty damn decent. But I don't. I have no idea. Like, I hope the dragon transformation's back, and I hope it means something. Because I think I thought it looked fantastic in Dark Souls 2. It just didn't mean anything. You know, what was it in that game? It was a certain area that did absolutely nothing, and it was a Covenant that did the same as it did in this game, which is pretty much nothing. The only time you ever ran into those people was on the bridge in the Iron Keep, and who the fuck wants to fight on that bridge in the Iron Keep? It makes no sense to me why anybody would like to fight on terrain that's not wide and isn't level. Like... It's where all the bloody new players go to think they're good, because you're not going to fight anybody who is really serious about the game there, because they're too busy fighting an arena that's flat and there's got some fucking width. I mean, look at the Burg. This is the ultimate kind of arena. It's wide without being limited, and it's flat. And it's easy to get to. That's why there's so many great battles have happened in this area. Dark Souls 2 had plenty of zones just like that, and no fucker used them. So frustrating. But now we've got the 10 humanity in the top left, our chaos is going to do more damage. That's what we want to hear. Whoa. Don't hit me, bro. Can't believe how much stamina you lose in this game. Does not open from this side. So, we're going to try and do the shortcut, because I don't have the key. And I've got plenty of life and heals now to get this to work. I'm also going to try... and showcase. We can try it with Rickards, can't we? Do the cheesy poke, 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 poke. Move. But Big Benedict has just killed the Capra demon. He's having a ton of trouble with it, from where I'm up to anyway. And he's managed to get past it. Some important lessons were learned, hopefully. It was interesting watching somebody who you know can play under pressure, cracking under pressure. That's what these games do to you, and I find that to be one of the more endearing features of them. Because that panic, when it sets in and you start to mash, is something we've all felt. And it's something we've all been punished for doing, yet we still try to do it, and there are moments when that instinct can take over, even now. So, this analog is pretty tricky. I want to turn it. There we go. I was at a bad angle there. That was perfect. Need to be careful closing my menu here. That fucking coin needs to go. Why does it... Oh, it doesn't default on this game to what you were wearing. All these doors are going to go nuts because we've come at it from a different angle. Can I do this? I can. Don't bleed me, dude. Don't bleed me. I'm curious as to how bleed's going to work in Dark Souls 3, because I've seen the bar, I've seen the enemies use it to great effect, and then I've seen the player barely get any benefit from it. And I hate that. I think it's really unfair. There it was. So this is a creature that is incredibly dangerous for some very simple reasons. Both the ability to parry and the ability to backstab. There is an enemy in Dark Souls 3 that has this creature's ability to backstab, and it's almost a very, very similar animation where they climb on your back and they do that throat slit. So be very careful of these creatures. We have poise, which makes this area considerably easier than it should be. And if you have poise in the Capra Demon room, you'll probably have no issue there either. Because that fight comes down to understanding getting rid of the dogs is the most important variable in the encounter. And then once you've done that, I wish you could go in some of these rooms.
Help me.
Yep. I don't have the key. Maybe I can crack you. Maybe not. Look at the stamina that took. Nice jumper trap, bro. Look at that. Poise gone. Never underestimate this hollow. The most dangerous hollow in the game. Some pretty legit reasons. That's one of them. Ooh, a twin humanity. Delicious. Let's have it. So the humanity in the top left is an important thing about this game. It is a very risk versus reward system. That caps out at 99. In the beginning, back when God created the world, when you were at 99, you had an insane amount of defense. It gave you resistances, defenses, all kinds of great stuff. And then they nerfed it. So it doesn't do anywhere near as good as it used to. In fact, I think it continues to give you resistances as it levels up past 10, but I think all the other bonuses stop at 10. I might not be 100% correct on that because it's been a while since I looked into it. But just so you know, having humanity stored up there is always a good thing, but it can be easily lost thanks to dying twice. Interesting. So that looks like a parry stance if ever I saw one. But we've got an interesting height situation here. See that? She got affected by the flinch of the weapon. Which is always fun to see. Very troll zone, the lower Undead Burg. I do like it though, even if it is completely optional. Target shield. Okay. Hello. Boom! 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 GG, dude. Nice dodge. There he was. Of course you're not meant to come for him this late. But it's up to you. You know, you can do that. Should you choose to, anyway. He is a fun boss. I just think it's very unfair, that room. It's one of the moments where I find it very difficult to defend that encounter. Because it's designed to fuck you. It's designed to screw new players, inexperienced players, unprepared players, players of every kind will fall to that area because it's just so cheap. And I am a firm believer that these games, on a fundamental level, are not cheap. But I do think certain aspects of them are. You know, the Bed of Chaos, designed to have ridiculous hitboxes, ridiculous hurtboxes, and the ability to hit you without touching you thanks to those problems and push you into pits. It's just ugly. And it's something the game does all the fucking time, and does it with relish. But everyone's favourite zone, The depths. Look at that, I didn't even touch the guy. That's something I noticed in Demon Souls. I was playing Demon Souls yesterday, and you know the Blue Eyes Knights, where they do that cheeky shield poke, where they've got the shield up and they poke you with the spear? The dude was literally facing where he is now, and I was to the side of him like this, when he attacked, like that, and he hit me. Because the fucking hitboxes are bullshit in that game. And I was running around in hyper mode, so it didn't end well. But I didn't realise just how bad that game is for those hitboxes at times. When you don't roll. Because when you roll, you gain iframes, so it doesn't matter what the boxes are like then, as long as you're not in them when you're vulnerable again. But if you are, God help you, because that's annoying as shit. That was interesting. I toggled then and it didn't change my weapon. That time it did. So the mid-roll's really usable. We've come off the fat roll. I hate the fat roll. I'll never like the fat roll. But it's made me really appreciate the mid-roll. Okie dokie. Here we go. I hope they change it so that your item bar doesn't automatically fill. I sound like an old woman, keep going on about it, but it's something that really fucking bugs me. Oh, that was close. Is it coming? Is she coming? So this is going to be awkward because of the weapon we're using. But if we do that as an opener, I think we'll be okay. She's walking around in the swamp. Okay, that's cool. Oh, whoa, my camera just got fucked by the door arch. Ooh, that was close. Can we do it like this? We can. Hey, the butcher moved. What the fuck is going on? I did not press roll then. You heard it, people. I'm gonna... Oh. What is wrong with this dude? Where's the other dog gone? Yo, son. We got this. You ain't got the poise to crash me, brother. Legend never dies. If he does, he, That was a partial. That 4 damage. See you later, friend. Should we fight with Laurentius? I haven't done that in a while. That's a stupid thing to do, and I don't recommend anybody do it, because Laurentius is a beast. If that's his name. I think that's his name. Oh! Oh, she's there! Whoa, look at that. Is that the grab? That might be the grab. Whoa. Are you immune to kicks? Wow. You do some decent damage. This camera down here is fucking terrible. This game doesn't have the directional system that Dark Souls 2 has, so you can't do those parries that do more damage by pressing a forward on the input. What a stupid broken system that was. Can you remember what they used to call those parries? I can't. I just remember the video that Brandon put up like the day of the release, and then nobody used it. Popping them humanities. Yeah, let's go fight with good old Laurentius. Nice jump, dude. So bleed in Dark Souls 3. Bleed is a thing. Bandit Knife has it. Uchi has it. I've seen it against one of the bosses actually work, but then I saw it against Vort of the Boreal Valley and it didn't work against him. I don't know if it's because he was covered in plate armour, if that's the excuse. Suffice to say, it didn't work. I'm hoping with a little investment in luck, and I think I'm going to invest in luck. How can we hit this guy without... Stop talking, I want to menu. Worst part of these games. Can we find her?
Curse the effort. Are you mad?
I am mad, yes. Oh, he's coming. Oh, there's no way you're mid-rolling around that. Go on, dude, I've PvP'd before. This shit don't work. You've got to aim it manually. Everybody knows that. That mid-roll backstab. I'm sorry, pal. I actually really do like you, and you're one of the guys I never kill. But this is about doing stuff I don't really do, and having some fun, so... GG, brother. Hopefully you respawn in your world, and you're not too salty, and you don't send me a crazy message. Let's go play with the rat. But I really want bleed to be a thing in that game, because it needs to be, and I want every boss to be vulnerable to it, even though I've seen evidence to the contrary. I would like an I nearly fucked that up again by not getting the input I wanted. Oh, the depths. I wonder if I can do that on the tip so that it goes through. Yeah, you can. I could have hit him anyway because he's close enough to the wall, but I wonder if you can space it so you hit that guy. That's too close. About there. No, that's too close as well, apparently. But the depths is a zone that you really have to run it to understand it. I know this place really well now because I invaded here for probably about 100 hours, just making people's lives miserable. And I didn't feel too bad about it at the time because everybody had phantoms. And if you're running the depths with phantoms, what's the point in doing the depths? Because it's not really a zone you're going to have that kind of difficulty with. Maybe you just want to cope with your friends, though. I don't know. I had an interesting fight with, I think it was Furry Wolf in this area. It might not have been her. It might have been somebody else. I think it might have been her. And it was an invasion like any other invasion. And we were fighting in this room, and there was some enemies that had turned up. And kind of an unspoken etiquette that happens in these games is when the NPCs start fighting and you're having a duel, which is one-on-one, you let the person kill the NPCs, you either heal up and continue, or you just continue. And unbeknownst to me at the time, she wanted to fight with the monsters attacking her. She wanted it to be kind of like the ultimate game, the ultimate sport. And I didn't realise, so like a moron, I stood with my back doing this. And I think I might have even used the humanity to promote her to heal and what have you, which, you know, it happens. And there's a video of that on the channel, if you're interested, in my Dirty Dirty Depths series, where I invade this area at low level, and I make people's lives miserable by trying to get them cursed, by trying to bully them, and bully the phantoms, all that kind of stuff. Have I got a bow? Did I go past the bow? Okay, well, this guy's going to be buffed then. That's fun. Because I can't throw a firebomb that high, I don't think. And I've probably tried, because I like throwing firebombs. You know what? That almost nearly hit that bastard. As if. Yeah, that one didn't. And fuck it. This boss is a cream puff anyway. It'll kill me now I've said this. But I have faith in my ability to fight the gaping vaginal dragon. I thought there was an item in that corner for some reason. But bringing this back to good old Bick again, he left a tweet saying that he thinks the Gaping Dragon is like super hard, and I am going to wager right now, folks, that in a few months' time, if Bick is still playing this game, that opinion will have changed so dramatically. He will look back on it rather hilariously. Because the Gaping Dragon is dangerous, because every boss in Dark Souls is dangerous, but it's just kind of really predictable. And if you can predict it, you can beat it. Much like every boss in every game ever made. This is going to be a little more interesting, thanks to the dude up there, but... Thank you, game. Look at that. This is how you fight the Gaping Dragon, guys. You pretend to hit it, and then you don't actually hit it. These are strategies you will not get elsewhere. Believe you me. See? Look at that. There it was. That's what we're looking for. I keep trying to hit that face and spin away, and I'm having no luck. Thank you. He's jumping. We want to tease the tip of his vaginal expense. Then we can hit his little facey thing. Oh, we can try at least. Now we've done that, we can get the hell out of there. It's coming down again. That was really lucky. And he's buffed, so when he touches me now... look at that. Now it's kind of scary as the jump comes. Look how much distance he can cover too. But he's very close to being killed. If the channeler buffs him like this, this is the only real time you're in any danger from the dragon killing you. Also, if you didn't know, you can cut his tail, which I think everybody knows that at this point, do they not? How did that miss? I don't know. I suck with the spacing on this Vi. Have you noticed how the camera on this area pulls out for you? It's one of the only areas where it really does this. Look how distant we look at the moment. I love this distance. I think this is a good distance for this game. I wish it used it a little bit more. Look at him still dancing. I think of you, dickhead. Lighting on that shield is really nice. But that was the depths. It's a fun zone.